Hello everyone, welcome to our today's Android app development lecture. Today we will going to learn Android content providers with suitable example. Guys, so let's start with our Android content provider. Great. In Android, content provider will act as a central repository to store the data of the application in one place and make that data available for different applications to access whenever it required. Hope you understand what is content provider in Android. So content provider is nothing but the central repository where we store our data and we can access that data whenever we require for the same application, or that data may be shared to the different applications. Great. So in Android, we can configure content providers to allow other applications securely access, modify our app data based on our requirements. Generally, the content provider is a part of an Android application and it will act as a relational database to store the app data. We can perform multiple operations like insert, update, delete, edit on the data stored in the content provider. Yes, content provider is nothing but the central repository where we store the data, and whenever we want the data from that repository, we have to perform different operations. Either we can insert the data, update data, delete data, or edit the data. So insert, update, delete and query methods are there in the content provider for different operations. In Android, we can use content provider whenever we want to share our app data with other apps. Great. So guys, hope you understand content provider. When we use the content provider, whenever we want to share our app data with the other apps, we must implement content provider. Great. So move to the next point. In Android, the content provider is having different ways to store the app data. The app data can be stored in the SQLite database or in files or even over a network based on our requirements. Great. So these are three different stored areas where we want to store the data, mostly SQLite database, files or network. Great. So by using content providers, we can manage data such as audio, video, images and personal contact information. So all types of formats data we want to store using content providers. Great. So here there are different types of access permissions available in the content provider to share the data. While you want to share the data with the other applications or apps, we can give certain permissions, and that access permissions is given by the content provider. Great. So we can set restrict access permissions to content provider to restrict data access limited to only our applications. So restrictions can be given. That means some permission, access permissions we can set by using content provider. We can also configure different permissions to read or write the data from our SQLite database, files or networks. We want to give some permissions. Okay. So to access the data from the content provider, we need to use content resolver object in our application to communicate with the provider as a client. So content resolver class we want to implement while communication between content provider and the client. Great. So content resolver object will communicate with the provider object, that is content provider, which is implemented by the instance of the content provider class. Generally in Android, to send a request from UI, that is user interface, to the content resolver, we have to another object called cursor loader, which is used to run the query asynchronously in background. Hope you understand, guys. Content resolver use another object called cursor loader, which is run the query asynchronously in background and fetch the results. In Android application, the UI components such as activity or fragment will call cursor loader to query and get the required data from the content provider using content resolver. So guys, there are three different classes involved while fetching the data from our database SQLite. So first is content resolver, content provider and cursor loader classes. Great. So content provider object will receive data request from the client, performs the requested actions such as create, update, delete, retrieve data and return the result. Great. So guys, here is the pictorial representation of requesting operations from UI using activity or frame to get the data from the content provider object. Great. So here activity or a fragment, that is your UI. From that UI you can give the request to cursor loader class. This cursor loader class gives the request to the content resolver. Content resolver gives the request to the content provider and content provider retrieves the data as per the request from the data store. Data store may be SQLite database, file or network. Great. So this is the pictorial representation of how to access the data from the content provider. Great. So content provider class, content resolver and cursor loader, these are the most useful classes while retrieving the data from the data store using UI components such as activity or fragment. Guys, hope you understand this pictorial representation. Great. So move to the next part. So content URI. In Android, content URI is a URI that is used to query the content provider to get the required data. So through content URI, we can give the request to the content provider to retrieve the data from the database. The content URI will contain the name of entire provider, that is authority, and the name of table or path from where we want to fetch the data. Generally, the format of URI in Android applications will be like as shown below. Content // authority / path. So here this is the content URI. So content URI contains first part, that is content. The string content is always present in the URI and it is used to represent the given URI is a content URI. Second one is the authority. It represents the name of content provider. For example, phone, contacts, etc. And we need to use this fully qualified name for the third party content providers. Last one is the path. So path represents the actual table path from where we want to fetch the data. So this is all about content URI. Great. Hope you understand, guys. So content resolver object use the URI's authority to find the appropriate provider and send the query object to the correct provider. After the content provider use the path content URI to choose the right table to access from the database. Guys, hope you understand. Content resolver, what is the content resolver object does? That is he use URI's authority. So check the authority, for which authority appropriate query is passed or sent. So content resolver send the query to the content provider which is appropriate, and it depends on the URI's authority. Great. After that, content provider takes its table name, that is path, from that content URI and access the data from the particular database. Following is a simple example of URI in Android application. So content, contacts info, users. Here the string content is used to represent content URI. Contacts info string is the name of the provider's authority. Users is the string, that is the table's path or table name. Great. Guys, hope you understand this content URI. Great. So move to the next part. To create a content provider in Android application, we have following steps. So how to create content provider? First step, we need to create content provider class that extends the content provider base class. Great. Hope you understand. We need to define our content provider URI to access the content. Great. So second step is we need to define our content provider URI to access the content. The content provider class defines 6 abstract methods such as insert, update, delete, query and get type. We will see in the example part, which we need to implement all these methods as a part of our subclass, because all these methods are abstract. If we cannot implement one of these, then that current content provider class becomes the abstract and we cannot create the object of the abstract class. Great. Hope you understand abstract method. Abstract method must be implemented. Okay. So mostly abstract methods are present in the interface. Great. We need to register our content provider in Android manifest.xml using provider tag. So this is the third step. Fourth step in the creating content provider. So I will repeat it. First, we have to create our content provider class. Great. After, you can provide content provider URI. After that, you have to implement 6 methods, that is insert, update, delete, query, get type. Great. Then we can register our content provider in the Android manifest.xml file using provider tag. Great. Hope you understand, guys. So after that, list of methods to implement as a part of content provider class. So content provider class contains query, insert, update, delete, get type on create methods. So we will discuss this in details. So query method receives the request from the client. By using arguments, it will get a data from the requested table and return data as a cursor object. Second method, that is insert. This method will insert a new row into our content provider. Update method update existing rows in our content provider and it will return number of rows updated. So return type of the update method is int. So it returns the number of rows updated. Next is a delete. This method will delete the rows in our content provider and it will also returns the number of rows deleted. So return type of delete is also int. Great. Next is a get type. This method will return the ME type of the data to the given content URI. So get type method, guys, we know that MIM types, that is multipurpose internet mail extensions. It is a standard that indicates the nature and the format of the documents or file. Great. Hope you understand. On create method, so this method will initialize our provider. The Android system will call this method immediately after it creates our provider. So on create method initializes our provider, content provider. When it is called, Android system will call this method immediately after it creates our provider. Guys, hope you understand these different methods. So let's move to the next part. So example of Android content provider. Now here we will explain, create our own content provider to insert names in the database or our content provider. So we can insert certain names in our database or content provider and access all the names in the Android application. Great. So this is our example. So to create a new Android application using Android Studio, give the name to the application as a content provider app. Now we need to create our own content provider file, that is user provider.java. Here is the code, here is the abstract code. So user provider.java, where we write our code, that is public URI insert. So insert method which is abstract in the content provider. So we can write insert, update, delete, all these methods. So insert method, what is the definition? So db.insert database name. So insert data into database. Table name, that is retrieve the table name and gives the values which are the values present in the content provider. So that values we want to insert as a row ID. Insert method, what it returns? It returns integer. So check whether the row is inserted greater than 0. If it is inserted greater than 0, then you can notify it content resolver and insert the row into the content resolver in content provider. Great. So if not, then it's raise the exception, that is failed to add the record info. Great. So here what we have to do, first create the SQL database, then constants, that is database name, that is employee DB, table name, that is employees, database version, that is 1. After that, creating a create table string, that is create table, that is SQL query. Table name, what is the table name? Employees. ID integer primary key, auto incremented ID is there, and then name as a text. So this is our create table query. So create a table, that is employee in database employee DB, and 2 columns are there. One is the ID, that is auto incremented primary key which is not duplicated, and second one is the name. We want to insert the name into that employees table. Great. So here database helper, we have to create one static class, database helper, extends SQLite open helper class. So implements its constructor which automatically creates the database, because it calls the super class constructor, that is SQL open helper, and it creates the database first. After creating database, we have to create tables into that particular database. So database name is employee DB and the table name is employees. Great. And employees table contains 2 columns, that is ID and its name. Guys, hope you understand this part. After that, override the onCreate method which creates actually first table and execute and create the table into the particular database. Then onCreate, onUpgrade. Great. So On upgrade, if the existed table is there, then drop that table and create new one. So on upgrade method is there. Great. So update method to update the values from the database. So these are the different methods we want to override. Great guys, hope you understand. Okay, so before that, first what we have to do, we have to create Android application. So open Android Studio. Great. So here we want content provider. Okay, so user provider class we have to create, so we can create our new application. So close recent project, terminate it. Great. So start new Android project, choose empty activity and click on the next. Give the name to the project as a content provider 1 and click on finish button. So Android Studio creates new project that is content provider 1 for us, and that project is loaded into our Android Studio. So wait for some movement so that Gradle synchronizes all these. Great. So after this, what we want to do, so here synchronization process is going on, so wait for one or two movements. Okay, so it app folder create manifest Java and resource folder. So into that Java there is one siddhi.tech.content provider, that is the path. Okay, where actually main activity.java file is exist. Now what we have to do, what is the first step? First step is to create one class, that is provider class. Great. So first what we have to do, first we have to create one class. That class is called as the provider class. Okay, so user provider class. So first we have to create user provider class in our Android Studio. So right click, new, and create Java class, that is user provider class. Okay, user provider class. Here user provider class extends content provider, so that is most important. So first create your user provider class which extends from the content provider. Guys, what we have to do in content provider, how many methods are there? There are 6 different methods. So we want to implement that, because all the methods provided in the content provider class are abstract one, and if we cannot implement all these methods, then what happens guys? User provider class becomes abstract class, and if it is become abstract, we cannot create the object of that abstract class. So there is one error message, that is class user provider must either be declared abstract or implement abstract methods on create in the content provider. So click on the implement methods. So there are these 6 different methods, that is on create, query, get type, insert, delete, update. So we want all these methods are abstract one, so we want to implement it. Just click on the OK button. Great. So these are the different methods which are overriding we have to override these methods which is present in the content provider class, and content provider class is a what? Abstract class, guys. Hope you understand. Now we have to write our code of inserting, deleting or updating here itself and creating one object class. So guys, what we have to do? We have to first copy this all user provider class into our Android Studio. Great. Okay, so first what we have to do, we have to copy whole code here in the main activity dot java. Then one most important thing is Siddhi. What is the path? That is Siddhi dot package name, that is Siddhi dot take dot content provider. Give the name, and user provider, that is the class name. So that is the primary content provider name. Great. So this is all about user provider and its content provider. 6 different method we have to implement. So what we have to implement, that is first on create. What on create creates the database helper class, and it returns what? True or false. It is first method when we create our user provider content provider, then automatically it runs. Then query, then insert method which we have seen here, that db.insert. Before db, what we have to see? Private SQL DB, this is name of the SQL database, database name, that is employee DB, table name. Then you have to create table and fire this query. Okay, so this is the database helper class. In this database helper class there is on create method. When you create this class, automatically its on create method is called, and we can execute db.execute SQL to create the table. And database is created when this database helper class constructor is called, automatically pass the database name, and it is going to SQLite open helper, and it creates the database there itself. Great. And if you update the database, then what? First drop the existing table and then again call the on create method. It creates the new DB table for you. Guys, hope you understand this user provider dot java class, where there are different 6 methods we have to override, and from using this method we have to insert, update or delete the data into the given database. Great, hope you understand. Then go to the design part, that is activity main, then delete. Okay, next, what is the next part? So first take one text view, that is label. So take one text view, that is label. Then what we have to do, second thing is constraint. So parent top, and give the constraint from the parent start. Great. Next, give the label as a name, text as a name. We want to insert the name here, so give the text as a name. Great, hope you understand, guys. Great. So after that, take one text view. So plain text view, take this text view on your activity main.xml file, then give its constraint from the top parent and constraint from the parent start. Great. After giving the, what we want to do, we want to insert the names here in the name text field. So give text field, text view as the ID, that is txt name, txt name. Then remove the text from your text attribute. Great. Hope you understand, guys. So text name, it gives one warning. So fix that autofill hint and set okay. So great. We know that. So hint. So search hint. Great. So hint. So here we can give the hint. That is, what is the hint? Enter name. This is the hint. Great. Then remaining what? Hardcode text, that is fix. Okay. Then use autofill. Okay. So we will see all this part hardcode text. So fix it. Okay. Next, what is the next part? Take two buttons from the palette. First button, and then give the constraint from the parent top and constraint from the parent start. Great. So after that what we have to do? We have to change the text from the button. What is the text? Add user. Give the text as a add user. Great. Also give the name to the button as a button add. btn add. So button add is the name of the button, that is ID. Great. Hope you understand, guys. Next, take the second button. Okay, so take the second button. So add this second button, give constraint to that button from parent top and constraint from the parent start. Great. After that, change the text to the show user. Change to the show user. Okay, text as a show user. Okay, so text is a show user. And what is the ID? Give the ID to the btn retrieve. btn retrieve. Okay, great. After that, what we have to do? We have to take one text view. Okay. So in this text view, what we have to give? Give the constraint from the parent top and constraint from the parent start. Great. So give the ID as it is a resource. So res, resource. Give the ID as a resource. Next, remove the text, initial text from that text view. Great. So this is all about design part. Guys, hope you understand this. Okay. So what is the next part? So next part is to add the code into main activity.java. So in main activity.java, what we have to write? So main activity.java, first we have to create one method that is called as onClick add details. So write the method as public void, give the name as a onClick add details, name of the method, pass the argument as a view, great. So press Alt Enter to add the class, import the class. Okay, great. After that, what we have to do, we have to create content values as a values is equal to new content values. Great. After that, values dot put method, so put that values. First, user provider dot name, where we have to provide that values when you click on add button. So first user provider dot name, then find view by id, in that r dot id dot, where from we take the txt text name from that text box. Great. So in that text box, dot okay, so first what we have to do, text box, so typecast to the edit text. So find view by id r dot, okay, so text name dot get text method dot toString, give the semicolon. Great. Hope you understand, guys. So take the values, put that values into the content provider, get content resolver. So get content resolver dot insert method, in that user provider dot content URI comma values. Great. After that, toast dot make text method, so just write here get base context. Great. Text, you can give the text as a new record inserted, that is the message toast dot show. Great. We know that toast dot make text method and how it works. Great. So this is all about on click add details method. After that, on click add details, public void, create new method that is called as on click show details. In that method, view, great. Inside that, what we have to write whole code regarding how to retrieve and show the data on the text view. So okay, so in main activity, on click show details view for retrieving the data. So just I will copy this and paste into. Okay, so it requires what? Import class. So import it. Also import cursor class, URI class. Okay, so removes the all respective errors. Then parse intent, where from which content provider we want to take the data, that is content.siddhi.take.content provider 1 dot user provider slash users. Great. So what is this on click show details? So here we want to retrieve. When we click on this button, which button? Show user, then what happened guys? That data is retrieved and shown into that respective text box, that is resource. So all these text view, result view is equal to find view by id, that is resource, that is text view button, result view. Then take the cursor data from the get content resolver dot query. So the query from the which content provider? siddhi.take.content provider dot user provider class users. After taking the values in the cursor object, so cursor object move to the first. So first move to the first and fetch the data from the first and add into the string builder class object, that is string builder. If cursor is after last, okay, so it is move to the next record. So till the record is not last, it is giving the true, and add the data into the string builder, and this string builder set text dot set builder to the result view. What is the result view? Result view is nothing but your text box which is present into this. This is the text box. So this is the text box where we want to show all the users which is added to the your activity. Great. So this is all about second method. Now in XML dot, what we want to do in the code? Button. Great. So here in the button, what we want to add? Here we want to add the code. What is the code? Android colon on click. So Android colon on click, which method is we want to execute? On click add details. So we want to show this for the add button, and for the id show users. Okay, so it is not reflected. So go to the design part. In design part, change the id, that is btn retrieves. Okay, retrieve button btn retrieve. Great. Okay, okay, so we can write it into code part also. So button add button. Okay, button btn retrieve. Okay, so it reflected. So go to the code part, button retrieve, and in the button retrieve what we have to add? Android colon on click, what we have to retrieve? Show details method we want to call. And where is the definition of on click show details? It is present into main activity dot java. Great. So after main XML, what is remaining? User provider class is created, main activity methods are designed, and write the code. In XML we want to give the last one thing is that in the manifest file, what we want to do? In manifest file we want to write one tag. What is that? Provider. So write provider. In provider, what we want to write? Close it, slash, okay, provider. In provider, what we want to write? One, Android colon authority, Android colon authorities. In authorities, what we want to write? Siddhi dot take dot content. Okay, Siddhi dot take dot content, Siddhi dot take dot content provider, content provider 1 dot user provider. Great. After that, use Android colon name. What is the name? Dot user provider. Great. Close the tab. Okay, so this is all about Siddhi dot take dot content provider dot user provider. Provide the authority in the provider tag. Give the name user dot class name, that is user provider dot java. So name of the class, that is the user provider. Guys, hope you understand. If you have any query or doubts, let me know. Write your query in comment box or chat window. Great. Hope you understand all this part. Okay. So after that, you have to run your application. So I summarized it. First, you have to design your activity.main.xml file. In that file, you have to take one label, give the name, then take the text view, that is the write a username in that, then take two buttons, add user and show all the users details, and that's showing on the last text view. So this is all about design part. Okay, so this is the design part. Great. So wait for some time. So Gradle is configuration, build is finishing. Great. Guys, hope you understand that. So the code is somewhat lengthy, but so the app is installed on your mobile. So this is the content provider name. So you can enter the name, suppose name Amol I want to insert. So click on the add user. So new record is inserted, message is popped. So after that, show users. So first ID, automatically column is incremented, that is 1, and what is the name? Amol. So again you want second name, suppose Suraj. Add user. After adding user, new record is inserted. Show user, so second record is also displayed. Similarly, suppose Samir, and you want to insert that, add user. Great, so it is inserted successfully. Show user, so Samir is displayed here. And suppose I want to insert new string, that is Kedar, and add user, so this user is added automatically. New record is added, that is pop-up message is shown. Then show user, so Kedar is shown. Great guys, hope you understand all these content provider. So if you have any doubts, let me know in the chat box. You can comment in chat box. I think, hope you understand these all things. That is Android in main XML.activity. What we have to do, we have to write on click method, and its definition is present in the main activity.java. Then last main activity.java, we have to write the code for on click add details method. When you click on the add button, then that method is automatically called, and when you click on the show detail method, then automatically this show on click show details method is called. So we will explain all this code, what is done. Great guys. And lastly, we can write the provider tag into the activity manifest.xml. Great, hope you understand guys. Thank you for watching my videos.